Welcome, folks. I'm Sherman Ray, and this is Lovin and Livin in Vegas, the podcast. And I want to welcome you all to the show today. It's almost Hump Day, almost Hump Day in the middle of the week. We're loving and living in Vegas. This has got to be the greatest place on the planet to live at, and you are a part of the show that comes to you each and every day, Monday through Friday, from about 8:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock. And hopefully you've been just keeping up with us and what we've been doing. There's some crazy stuff going on this week. I am so glad what we report on. So we spend all of our time really reporting on the people, the places, the trends, the events, that kind of stuff that are just exciting. And there was a time when we were really thinking about possibly doing news. I mean, just straight news. And but I'll tell you the truth, folks. There's some crazy things there. I just don't want to. There's enough news. There's just enough news in the world. I don't know if I just don't want to do the news. It's crazy. And Especially because I saw something about a guy. I won't even tell you about it, but I saw a story about a guy that I thought, oh my gosh, this, why, right? Anyways, so we've got some cool stuff on the agenda today. There was a contest, the Miss USA contest, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because that really has local implications. We're also going to talk about Fremont Street a little bit. We'll talk about the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, that kind of stuff, and we're going to start off the day talking about somebody who's actually she just actually is doing a residency here now in Las Vegas, and that's Adele. So, I mean, a lot of you know who Adele is. Adele is British. Is she British or where's she from? Australian, something like that. She's got a funny accent. So Adele is coming to Vegas beginning January 21st of 22. Singer-songwriter will debut a residency at Caesars. So, very cool. Adele has been around for a little while, folks. She's been around for, I think she's all of 30 years old now. And I think her album is called 30. To mark her 30th, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with naming your album after, your age or anything like that. A lot of people do stuff like that. So we're excited for her that she's going to be coming here to Vegas, doing some cool stuff, and she's got a fantastic voice. I mean, there are a lot of people. They actually have Adele fan clubs, of course, but some of the most iconic people who you just wouldn't think would like Adele, they love her. I mean, they worship the ground she walks upon. She was out for a little bit, and now she's back. And according to a news release, the British superstar performed 2 shows weekly through Saturday, April 16th of 2022. So, it's pretty cool. She's got a new song came out, and so we're very excited for her. We're excited that she's doing some great things out there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you about our magazine, didn't I? I sure did. So we've got a magazine that's coming out, and the magazine is called Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine. And I got an idea, folks. Some cool things that I think that we might do. I'm not saying it's gospel yet because I don't know yet. I tend to change my mind every 2 every 2 minutes, but we're thinking of an acronym for Lovin and Livin in Vegas because I have my license plate for my car, and I don't have it here with me right now, is LV, and that's Lovin Livin in Vegas, Lovin and Livin in Vegas, and we had thought we first started this that that everybody would know Love and Living in Vegas, LV, and we found out nobody knows what that is. Yeah, I know, surprising, right? So I'm driving around the streets of Las Vegas thinking everybody knows what my license plate says. Nobody knows what it is. People are following me all over the place, and they don't know. So we've got an idea for a new shortened version of Love and Livin in Vegas. I'm going to do some testing on it and see what people think of it pretty soon here. But the magazine is coming out January 2022, and very excited about that. If you would like to get a digital copy of the magazine, really all you've got to do is send me an email. Just send me an email at info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. It's info@lovinandlivininvegas.com, and we will get that into your hands as quickly as possible. So I think you'll really enjoy the magazine. It's really just great content. I was working on it yesterday, and if there's some people, there's actually people who still want to get in the magazine, and I've got room. Sure, I mean it's a digital edition, so we're not locked into one length or not. We can make it longer or shorter if we have to. But if you would like to get into the magazine, let's say you're an advertiser, you know, excuse me, a lot of people want to advertise in the magazine. Please just send me an email at info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. That's info@lovinandlivininvegas.com, and we'll talk and send you all the information you need. As a lead up to the magazine, we're actually going to be doing an event, and the event is called the first annual Las Vegas Whiskey and Whiskers Festival. Okay, Whiskey and Whiskers Festival. As many of you see, I've been growing my facial hair. It's getting actually kind of long. I'll be doing I think we're going to do a handlebar mustache. So the contest and a whiskey tasting, and if you are growing a mustache or beard, and today is actually the last day of November, do not cut off your mustache or beard. I mean, don't do it. Don't cut it off. Save it. Okay, save it. This is a whole month's growth for me right here. It's 4 weeks of growth. And we're having a contest in January, and we really are encouraging you to get into the contest. So for the Whiskey and Whiskers event, the festival in January, please do not shave. Keep it, save it, and you could go out and show off and win prizes. Love prizes. So let's get back to the show. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that to even mention that. Who else are we talking about? Oh, you know what? Today is they lit the second candle for Hanukkah. Yeah, they sure did. This is important. I mean, this is important to a lot of our friends who are Jewish friends. There is a today. So Hanukkah started on Sunday, sundown on Sunday. And they are so they lit the first candle on Monday. Today is actually, I think it's the second day. Yeah, I think it's the second day of Hanukkah, and so they've been lighting candles, which is cool, and celebrating the freedom, the unity, all that cool stuff that our Jewish community does. And we really encourage you, if you are Jewish, or or you just want to join in the festivities. They've got Hanukkah celebrations all over Vegas. I mean, all over the place. They're up in downtown Summerlin. They're in Summerlin, or downtown Las Vegas, all over the valley. And we really encourage you, if you are, if you're even thinking about it, just go ahead and get on to it. And as a matter of fact, we're going to leave a link to some of the places that we know for sure that actually have Hanukkah celebrations, and we want to make sure that you are able to get there and you're able to, to check it out, because it's important. I mean, it really is. It's important that people get into the season. Now, the reason why is, and somebody said this earlier. They were talking about how things have changed so much in during the holiday season, is that people forget why you do what you do. They forget Thanksgiving is for a certain reason. They forget Christmas is for a certain reason. It's gotten so commercialized that people are worried more about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which was yesterday. They're worried so much about that they forget that there is actually a reason for Christmas, and so the religious background and the reason why we do the things. Even though we live in a city that really specializes in gambling and adult entertainment, uh, it's a very religious town. I mean, there's a lot of Mormons here. There's a lot of Christians here in the valley. We probably have more churches per man than any other place in America, right here in Las Vegas. So, just because you live in Las Vegas doesn't mean you can't have Jesus. Right? You can do that. Um, and you can be very charitable and you can give a lot, which kind of dovetails into our next story. There was a little boy this is an adorable story. It's a Las Vegas boy who beat brain and thyroid cancer, is now helping the Southern Nevada community this Giving Tuesday. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second, about Giving Tuesday. Benji Sanchez, 7 years old, already making an impact. This kid did something that you just will not imagine. This year he donated. Guess how many pair of socks this kid donated? 1,300 pairs of grippy socks to children's hospitals all over the country to help prevent patients from falling. Aww. And 200 pairs went to here, Las Vegas, here at UMC. Benji helped create rainbow-themed socks inspired by his motto, "Keep Chasing Rainbows." That is an awesome story, isn't that? Isn't that just an awesome story where this kid has just done such a great thing? And I didn't post a picture of Benji on here, but I probably should have. He's just done such a fantastic job here, little kid. Babes. There's actually a story that it's not about Las Vegas. I really probably should have posted it, but there was a little girl. I think she is in Japan. She's all of not even a year old, and she's already skiing. They got her on a blade. They got her on a ski. She's skiing down this. She can't even walk, but she's skiing, which is just tremendous. Just tremendous. And so this Benji kid, though, he is doing such a great job, and we just take our hats off to him. For those of you, this might be your first time joining us. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the producer or the publisher of Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine, and we are due to go to print here in just a few more weeks. Literally 4 weeks away. We've got a month to go. If you want to be in the magazine, and I'm going to really encourage you, if you want to be in the magazine, time is running out. I just sent out a letter to all of my writers, and I said, look, guys, time is running out. If you want to get your stuff in, and we got a lot of the stuff in now, but this is crunch time now. Okay, you got 2 more weeks. Finalize everything to get it in, because if you don't, in 2 weeks, I got to cut it off. I really do. And I'm going to be leaving town here in a couple weeks, so and just for a short bit of time. But now is not the time to be thinking, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, if you want to get anything into the magazine, okay, Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine, just send me an email. Send it to info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. info@lovinandlivininvegas.com, and say, hey, sure, I'd like to be in the magazine. I want to either be an advertiser, sponsor, something like that, and we'll get you going. But you got to do it pretty quick because time is running out, and crunch time is really a bad time to say, oh, I want to add something right now. Not that we won't, but it's very, very tough. Okay. So there was a story about Miss USA. So many of you recognize this young lady right here. The Miss USA pageant was it just happened yesterday. This is Miss Nevada, Cataluna Enriquez, and she made history as the first openly transgender contestant to compete in the Miss USA for the Miss USA title. And that happened back in June. And this was an amazing, amazing story. So last night, Cataluna Enriquez competed for the Miss USA title and did not win. This was actually the person who won. and she actually, this is I think this is Miss Kentucky, um, Miss Kentucky L. Smith from Kentucky. She's actually a broadcaster, and so she was actually the one who won the competition. But this was a first in history where we had an openly transgender person actually compete for the title of Miss USA. Cataluna actually is from the Philippines, native from the Philippines, and came here to the United States. And um, even Governor Sisolak, people like that, jumped on board and said, "Hey, you did a great job. You've opened up doors and stuff like that." And so we just, but we want to congratulate Elle Smith from Kentucky. She's actually a broadcast major. I think she's actually, I shouldn't say she's a major. I think she's actually a reporter in Kentucky, and she's doing some great things there in Kentucky. So, interesting stuff, right? Let's talk a little bit about Giving Tuesday. So, I didn't even know what Giving Tuesday was, to tell you the truth. I really did not. But today, Giving Tuesday. So, what is Giving Tuesday? Okay, the annual day of giving back to organizations and communities is slated for today. So, today is the annual day of giving back to organizations and communities. The date marks Giving Tuesday across the nation as community members choose an organization near and dear to their hearts to give back to in a big way. And we're going to put a link to a lot of these organizations, and probably there's only going to be one link. That'll be us, right? I know. I'm self-serving. We are so self-serving here, but it's for a reason. We really think that here in Las Vegas, that we do a lot for the community, and so we really want to encourage you. If you want to give to Lovin and Livin in Vegas, and what we do is we bring a lot of value to the community by letting you know about all the cool things that are going on in Las Vegas. Our website, Twitter, Instagram, all those things, YouTube, our YouTube channel, and our website all talk about Vegas. That's really all we're about. So, if Lovin' and Livin in Vegas is something you want to put on, we're on your heart. We want you to go to our website. Just go to our website, and I know, our website is, where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay, our website is lovinandlivininvegas.com, lovinandlivininvegas.com, and you can actually give online. So, and if it's not there, we'll have it up in a couple of maybe an hour or so, where we'll actually put a link that you can donate. You can donate to us as an organization, because what we want to do is we want to expand. We're actually looking for a studio right now. We've got some cool ideas that I think are going to add more and more value to the show and to the overall the overall thrust of Lovin' and Livin in Vegas. So I just encourage you, go to our website, lovinandlivininvegas.com, and you can actually give and make us very happy and help us move to the next level. Okay, um, so that's Giving Tuesday, and we'll also make another link to other things that are going on here in Vegas. But definitely don't forget us. Don't forget us. There's a story that I want to get to. Oh gosh, am I going to get to it? Okay. So many of you know who Chet Buchanan is. So Chet Buchanan is on air talent for 98.5 KLUC. And he has been doing a toy drive for, I think now it's 23 years. So what does he do? So every year he goes and hangs out at Sahara, and I think it's Sahara and Jones. There's a car lot over there. And Chet sits up on a big old tower, and he collects toys. Now, he's been doing this 23 years now, and he's there today. So he already started. He started a couple of days ago. He'll be out there for like 12 days. And so we want to encourage you, and we're going to go out there today, and we're going to take some pictures of Chet. And we want to encourage you to go out to Chet's stand and give. give a toy. Send. I mean, this guy, not just a little bit. He raises a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of toys. Gives a lot of stuff to kids who probably otherwise would never get toys. A lot of prisoners, a lot of just you know, and that's really the giving side of Las Vegas. I know a lot of people talk about the casinos. They talk about the nightlife and they talk about all the all that stuff. But Las Vegas is a given place. I mean, we really are. We give a lot here in Las Vegas and do a lot of charity stuff. And now with the Raiders, Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Aces, the Las Vegas Lights, the Aviators, and we've got a couple of more teams that are coming in now. The Henderson Gold Silver Knights. Man, we got a lot of teams here now, don't we? We have a lot of giving going on in Las Vegas. It seems like there's a new charity every day. There's a new organization that is putting their talents to use because they're so grateful for living in arguably the best town in the world. We really are, guys. So I want to encourage you. Go out to. I know he's on Sahara. I'm going to say Sahara and Jones. There's a car lot really close to there. That Chet Buchanan. It's called the KLUC Chet Buchanan Show Toy Drive. So the Chet Buchanan Show Toy Drive. And he's going to be out there, and you'll see a big tower out there. You'll see a big old tower out there, and there'll be news crews out there, and they're out. He's out there raising awareness and raising funds and bringing a new toy, bringing a bike, whatever you got to do. Just bring it in. Let him know that you're loving him and that you're doing some great things over there for the community. So many of you know that downtown, and we've just got a couple minutes left, downtown Las Vegas, one of the best places to hang out at, went through a huge just upheaval during the pandemic. And this is kind of an older story, but the Fremont East District has a new banner, looks cool, and excuse me, they've got banners all over the place that talk about how cool it is downtown. Now, I'll tell you, I was never a big fan of the downtown area. I never was the Arts District area. But as I go down there, and I've been down there a lot more in the last month, 2 months, I have seen a vibrancy and a new breath that have gone into that area like no other place I've ever seen. And I've been all over the world, folks. I mean, not just in America. I've been all over the world. And the life that has been breathed into the downtown area, and primarily by one guy. One guy envisioned that downtown area really, being something. And his name is Tony Hsieh. And Tony Hsieh, who was CEO of Zappos, who he just passed away literally a couple of months ago, not even a couple of months ago. But Tony Hsieh came to Las Vegas with a vision of what he saw Vegas potentially becoming. And people caught on. And Tony, I think he came in with a couple $100 million, probably $300 or $400 million. Started buying up properties. And the Container Park, Fremont Street, he actually put his money where his mouth was. And he funded a lot of businesses starting up, which is unheard of. It actually caught, and I'm thinking about this now, it caught the attention nationally where people who had means started funding their own little hometown. They, LeBron James, who is from Cleveland, actually put together some of his buddies, and they were doing that. They were trying to revive their little town. And so the downtown area has just been exploding. So, and the pandemic we thought was going to just destroy everything. And for a time, I have pictures of it, and I'll post these pictures on our Instagram account, where we rode downtown, and there's nothing going on downtown. I mean, literally nothing. There's no cars, there's no people, there's no nothing, right? And now you go down there, there's shops, there's bars, there's restaurants, there's people, artists. Everybody's downtown again, and they're growing back. It's growing back. So we're so excited about what's going on downtown. Because the strip will always be the strip. I mean, there's no doubt about it. People come to the strip. But really, the heart of any valley or any city is their downtown area. And Las Vegas really, and we have a growing downtown where we didn't have it before. It was kind of, it was a couple of casinos down there. And, but it's coming back, which is great. We're so excited. Huh. Oh, let's talk about the NFR. So NFR, which is the National Finals Rodeo. Okay, National Finals Rodeo is coming back, folks. December 2nd, just a couple of days. December 2nd through the 11th. And where are they going to have it at? They're going to have it at the Thomas and Mack. Woo! Okay. So the NFR temporarily moved to Texas during COVID. So in 2020, they moved to Texas, but they're back, folks, and we're so excited about they're going to be here. They're transforming the Thomas and Mack right now, even as we speak. I remember going to the NFR many, many times, actually. Put it this way, you got to wear boots. If you're going to go down to the NFR, you got to wear boots, because especially if you walk around, in the area where the animals are at. I mean, they've got stuff that's that thick down there, and you're walking around down there, and it is fun. And now some people say that it's a fill-in between Thanksgiving and the Las Vegas Bowl and New Year's, but no. The NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, used to be the ticket here in Las Vegas, and it still is, folks. I mean, people come from around the world to come and show off their big old buckles and show off their livestock. And I think that you're going to see a resurgence of the National Finals Rodeo over at the Thomas and Mack, which is, and many of you know the Thomas and Mack. If you don't know where it's at, the Thomas and Mack is actually just off of the backside of UNLV. And so it's an awesome location. Matter of fact, the NFR, or Thomas and Mack, used to be the number one stadium in North America. That's how important it was, because it did so many events of those magnitudes, where you're bringing in a bunch of beef, you're bringing in a bunch of concerts. Now you've got T-Mobile, and you've got Allegiant now, and you've got all kinds of stadiums, and everybody got on the bandwagon with the stadium type events. But there was a time when Thomas and Mack, that stadium, not only did the UNLV basketball games, but they did everything. And the National Finals Rodeo is still there. Thank you. We're very excited about them still being here. Anyways, folks, I got to go. I got to take off. Once again, if you are if you want to hear about the magazine, if you would like to be in the magazine, or you'd like to get a digital copy of the magazine, which is coming out in January of 2022, I really encourage you to send me an email. Send me an email to info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. That's info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. And we will get that magazine in your inbox when it comes out in January, and you'll love it. I mean, you're going to love it. And we'll put you on our medium. And plus, we're going to be able to give you information about events and things that are going on in Vegas, where we're going to be. We're going to be doing a lot of parties, especially in January. December, not so much, because it's holiday season. But January, coming up next year, a lot of events, will be cool stuff, and you're going to want to know about those events, plus all the other cool stuff that's going on in Vegas. So I just encourage you, get on our mailing list at info@lovinandlivininvegas.com, and you will love it. So this has been Sherman Ray for Lovin and Livin in Vegas. We want to encourage you once again to be with us tomorrow, hump day, for another great edition of Lovin and Livin in Vegas. We will see you again tomorrow, folks. 8:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock for Lovin and Livin in Vegas. It's been Sherman Ray. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.